Question, do you have a selling strategy? And I'm going to ask this in multiple ways. Do you have a selling strategy for selling in person, for selling online, for selling at markets, for possibly selling wholesale? All of these different areas are actually individual, but also make a complete ecosystem. My name's Lena, and I'm the very proud owner of madeit.com.au, where we have over 900 handmade artisans selling through the platform. And it's really my mission and my purpose with these videos to really help simplify and amplify your journey with selling online, because you're not on your own, even though I know a lot of the time it can feel that way. But I'm a big believer that when we come together as handmade artisans, that we're so much stronger when we can share our ideas and really share our strategies as well. So, such a simple question, right? Do you have a selling strategy? And if we take, I guess, some of the power out of that word strategy, it really is, do you have a plan for selling? And I guess when we're selling online, we can fall into that trap of going, well, I put my products up and now I want to sell them. Well, that's not quite what I mean, because really in this day and age, that's not how you're going to be able to get those consistent orders, but also those repeat orders from customers, because they're kind of the two big goals that we want to be heading towards when we're talking about selling online. So a really good way to start thinking about this is, I don't mean just like, oh, I'm going to do posts. I'm just going to do social media posts. And, oh, I'm just going to put my products up online. Because that's not really a strategy. That's just talking about the action that you're wanting to do. Now, every single handmade artisan will have a little bit of a different strategy when we're talking about this, right? And it will really depend on what it is that you're selling and also the price point at which you're selling. Because if you've got an item that's really, a larger piece, perhaps you do wall art, but you do quite substantial pieces, which are a real investment for the customer, it means that your strategy is going to be quite different to someone who's potentially selling, say, like Christmas ornaments, where it might be sitting in that under $20 mark, because that's a bit more of a volume game. So we want to be approaching it with that mindfulness around, well, if I want to sell my creations online consistently, what is the strategy and what is the connection that I'm going to be doing? Because let's take those two examples as to start with, right? With that wall piece, right, and the wall art and about that real investment, it's really important that, I think it's really important that as part of your selling strategy, it's really positioning yourself as an artist. And because you know that people, when they buy art pieces, not only are they buying something that's really beautiful, but they also want to invest in having you as the artist in their home. Now, that's a really big deal, and it's also a really big privilege, right? So it's not one that I say lightly. And it's about, well, what is the story and what is the connection that I can build in this process to be able to form that relationship? I was talking to a friend of mine at the gym the other day, and she's just bought a really substantial piece, probably about 3 months ago, from an artist up in Brisbane. She had been following this artist for about 2 years, and then finally she was like, right, it's the piece. She went up and she looked at it, she fell in love, and then she took the piece home. But, there was all of these connection points that happened in the lead up to that. And I think that when you're selling those much more expensive pieces and much more investment pieces, it's really important that you honor all of those different steps along the way, because often it can feel like we don't have that momentum. It can feel like, you're talking out to no one, and that's not often the case. Now, if we take that other example of potentially doing Christmas decorations and really having something that's a bit more of a volume piece, then it's about, well, how am I increasing my reach? How am I showing up and getting these pieces in front of the customers so that they can really connect into it, which means potentially the type of stories that you're sharing are different, the type of reels that you're sharing are different, the groups that you may want to be in to even actually promote what you're doing could really change. So again, my question to you, what's your strategy for selling? And if you really want to spend some time kind of like getting out your handmade notebook and thinking about what this could be, what I would start with is saying, what is it that I really sell? right? When you can start to articulate what it is that you actually sell, then you'll be able to work out a strategy and a plan from there. So it's not just Christmas ornaments, it's not just wall art, it's an investment piece that people want to have in their home. It's a part of Christmas that potentially customers want to create as a memory in their family. See all these little breadcrumbs that can drop for you to be able to really work out what's the selling strategy that's going to suit you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, I would love it if you could pop a comment down below. Just say hi. I'd love to connect with you. But also like and subscribe to the channel, and perhaps you'd even like to share this with a friend of yours as well. Have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.